One evening, Duck was resting comfortably in his shed when Sir Topham Hatt came to see him.
"Afternoon, Duck. Just woke up, I see."
"Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, sir," exclaimed Duck. "I didn't mean to be early on you."
Sir Topham Hatt chuckled. "It's all right. I have a special for you."
"You are to take a special train from Tidmouth Hall all the way to Rolf's castle again." Duck was excited. He liked giving special jobs. "Yes, sir,"
he said proudly. "Come on, boy," said his driver. "Let's get you started up."
So they did, and soon Duck was steaming on his way. He was soon steaming along the beautiful country line, greeting everyone who he passed by. "This job is bound to be easy," he puffed to himself. Soon he arrived at the yards. The trucks were very pleased to see him. "Duck is here, and Duck's the best. Duck is better than all the rest," they sang.
All right, puffed Duck. "Let's get you all settled up."
Soon Duck sorted the trucks out, one by one. "Steady now, no trouble from any of you," he ordered.
And not a word or a laugh was shown from any of the trucks.
Soon the job was almost completed, and Duck was longing for a rest. But his driver had other plans. "We'll need to sort those trucks
for this train as well,"
he called. Duck sighed and puffed towards them. But as he kept, then there was trouble. As Duck puffed closer towards the trucks, he looked down and gasped. His driver, seeing this, shut off steam. When Duck opened his eyes, he looked down and was surprised to see
a bright feathered duck cuddled to the line.
"What on earth are you doing down there?" gasped Duck.
The duck didn't reply. She just swooned
and huddled right under his wheels. "Hey!" cried Duck. "You can't stay down there. It's dangerous." His driver and fireman tried to get rid of her, but she wouldn't go. She only huddled on Duck's side. The duck began to quack sweetly at him. Even Duck gave a chuckle. "I suppose she just wants a friend." So the duck continued to quack and swoon all around Duck. His driver played along, making jokes about Duck. Duck was embarrassed, but pretended not to show it.
Soon, however, the duck flew off.
Duck was sad to see it go, but he knew he had more work to do. Soon he had collected the rest of his cars and was off in a flash. Duck steamed along the countryside, but he couldn't stop thinking about the duck he had met. "I hope she's all right," he puffed to himself. Soon he arrived at Rolf's call. Oliver was there, having his wheels mended. "Evening, Oliver," Duck tooted. "Morning to you too, Duck," smiled Oliver. Then he noticed something. "What's that line of straw doing on your truck?" he asked. Duck was confused, so his driver went to the first truck.
He peeked in, and to his surprise,
inside was a nest with 3 eggs laid on top of it.
"Why, bless me," he exclaimed. "How did the nest get in here?"
The trucks shrugged at each other. So did Duck. He was more puzzled than ever. "But no nest has been laid on here before. I mean, birds have nests, but..." Then the idea struck him. "The duck!" he cried. "Pardon?" asked his fireman. "Do you guys remember the duck we saw at the yards?" Both had nodded. She must have taken a liking to me," thought Duck. "So she must have laid a nest right next to my special load." What should we do? Added the fireman. We can't dispose of them. They'll hatch by the time we do. Then Duck had an idea. I think I may, he said proudly. Oliver and his crew listened. Using the first truck, Duck puffed into the shed, carefully taking the nest with it. Then his driver quickly ran into a nearby cottage, and in his hands was a small heater. We'll use these to keep the eggs warm until they hatch, added Duck. You are a very clever engine, chuckled the fireman. Not to mention for a duck, I suppose. Over the next week, Duck had stayed in the shed, taking care of the eggs that were soon to be hatched. Oliver had taken over for his passenger run for the day. Just then, Diesel oiled in with a train of metal for the foundry. Diesel snickered. Well, Duck, he said slyly. For a moderate and revolutionary engine such as myself, and, well, you, for a useful engine of sorts, I guess, you really seem to be caring more of slacking off in that shed, blocked by that bothersome truck. I thought you were supposed to do things the Great Western way. Oh, be off it, Diesel, snapped Duck, but before he could say anything else, he heard a crackling sound. They're ready, he called. His driver and fireman ran up and saw 3 baby ducklings have finally sprung from their eggs. They looked adorable. I'll have to call them Duck Juniors, laughed Duck. Diesel stared dumbfounded. Can someone please tell me what's going on? Well, smirked Duck, for clueless engines like you, I've become a father to these ducklings. Diesel decided to say no more.